Howdy, folks. Matt here with some improv thoughts for the week. I want to I'm going to pay special attention on this video to the intermediate phase of improv, which is the brutal, treacherous, painful phase of improv. And that phase is kind of like after maybe 6 months to a year when you first started, all the way up to year 4, year 5, depending on who you talk to. So I was talking to an experienced player at the West Side Comedy Theater. It's probably 20 years of improv, and we was talking about the 4 levels of like learning and development of anything. And it was kind of interesting to think about it. But when we start out with something, and when we start out with improv, there's almost like an ignorance is bliss kind of a thing, where there's a naivety to it. So we know we're jumping into this world, and we go in there, and we're really a little almost unconscious about it. So that beginning phase, the ignorance is bliss phase. And then we get into this treacherous intermediate phase, which is brutal. And it certainly was the case for me, whether it was 6 months to a year, from that phase all the way up until year 4 was really brutal for me. Super anxious, super nervous, very judgmental, making tons of mistakes, getting into conflicts, asking questions, denying, like breaking all the rules and seemingly making everybody else upset. And the hard part about it is that even when you're in the intermediate phase, you need to be bold. So you need to jump out there every time, but then you're jumping out there kind of going, I don't really know what to do here, and I don't feel like it's going to go well, and then normally it doesn't go well. That was definitely what was happening in my case, and may be happening a lot for you. And I would say that is normal. And I would strongly encourage you to go through that, because what's happening is that you are in the improv gym. You are learning how to do this stuff, and it takes a long time for it to become second nature for you. So you will get to a phase where you will start some of these tools, and some of your experience will just start to come out like out of nowhere. You will be surprising yourself. Now, for me, that was like the year 4. And I'll say this, in my year 3 to year 4, I had some of my biggest blow-ups. Kind of some of my most embarrassing things where I went, wow, I feel worse than even a beginner. So you can be an intermediate guy, and then you see beginner guy come in and almost have more fun and do a better scene than you. Why? Because they're not in the intermediate phase yet. They're not conscious. They're in that ignorance is bliss thing. So the cool thing about persevering with improv, not only if you push through that painful phase that will test your ego and your inner critic till the end, but you will learn to become an engaging improviser. Now that's really cool. And also in doing that, almost corresponding with that, is a huge psychological transformation, where you've gained all these benefits of spontaneous expression, thinking quick on your feet, knowing how to have fun, how to heighten, how to read body language, how to read a room, becoming that comfortable guy in the room. For me, it was a year 4 to year 5 thing where I started to, actually, I'll just put it this way, I started having fun. I'm like, oh, I know how to do this now. I know the art of it, yes and. I know how to massage a scene and have it be flowing and fun to play. And again, improv was not fun for me. I got bit by the bug and was infatuated in the first stages, the first 6 months probably, and then it was all brutal, hitting my head up against a wall for forever. And I'm so glad I persevered, because now improv is fun for me, and then I also have all of these wonderful psychological skills. Like I said, the thinking quick on your feet, how to heighten, how to engage with people, how to be really comfortable in your own skin. So all you intermediate guys, keep going, keep pushing through. You won't know when you're going to hit. It's not graduating a certain course. It's not something on the calendar. It will show up in your work, and you will feel these pretty major changes. And again, I've talked to other experienced players, and that year 4 to year 5 mark, I've heard it from a number of experienced improvisers that were frustrated wanted to quit, didn't get it. Year 4, year 5 were those real, kind of coming of age years. So, and then just keep in mind that if you're in year 2 to year 3 and you're going, well, that seems like a mile away and I've got to go do all these reps, go do all those reps. You won't regret it if you do it. You'll be really glad you did. So stick with it. Hats off to all of you that did the show last Monday night at the Electric Lodge in Venice. That was great. I know a lot of you are in that intermediate phase, and that's what you got to do. You got to do shows, and you got to keep doing classes, and that is what is building those muscles up for you, and eventually will set you free on an improv stage and in life to have fun and be an engaging performer and just person in life. We have class on Saturday in Venice Beach at the Electric Lodge, so hope to see you guys there. We'll be doing more reps.